Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. Thank you. Excuse me. In part 6 of this video presentation, I'm going to share some things that helped me to grow in my ability to love and accept myself. To read the article, I'll put my glasses back on and bring up the article. As you listen to the article and questions come to mind, please send those questions to me. All questions are good questions. In the event that you'd like to leave a comment, I would also love to hear from you. You may do so through the contact information page on Second Chance to Live at secondchancetolive.org or through my comment section here on YouTube. Here's the article. Second Chance to Live, Lessons from My Journey, Learning to Love and Accept Myself, Part 6. Hello and welcome back to Second Chance to Live. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to visit with me. Thank you. In my experience, I had to address the issues related to what I shared in Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, and Part 5 before I could begin to love and accept myself. I would encourage you to read each part of the article or watch each part of the article as I go into detail in each part. Here's a brief summary of each part of the article. In Part 1, I introduced the principle of the 3 A's, awareness, acceptance, and action. In Part 2, I shared how things got set up for me and how I attempted to find myself through a codependent dance, people-pleasing, approval-seeking, and mind-reading, all of which kept me striving, confused, and baffled. In Part 3, I shared how I sought to find myself through maintaining a family system role, a denial system that kept me stuck as I attempted to manage the drama and crisis. I shared why I felt stuck in that role, thinking that the drama and crisis would somehow save me. In Part 4, I spoke to why I felt it was necessary to carry other people's guilt and shame in an attempt to keep people from being irritable, restless, and discontent. I also speak to a shame transfer and the concept of passing the hot potato in relationships. In Part 5, I spoke to the impact of how debilitating shame, learned early in a person's life, unchecked, will debilitate individuals in their attempts to maintain and sustain relationships, so as not to be ridiculed, rejected, alienated, and abandoned. Now for Part 6. In my experience, I had to arrive at the awarenesses that I shared in each part of this article series before I could begin to find the freedom to love and accept myself. These awarenesses empowered my ability to take action so that I could stop fighting against myself. These awarenesses helped me to recognize when I was driving myself in an attempt to justify my worth and value. These awarenesses helped me to stop being intimidated by the demands of perfectionism and start valuing the pursuit of excellence as a way of life. These awarenesses helped me to recognize that hope had always been a part of my journey and my process. These awarenesses helped me to make peace with myself and with the loving God. In my experience, I needed to grow in these awarenesses and subsequent acceptance before I could allow myself to trust the process of loving God and myself. I needed to grow in awareness and acceptance so that I could see my experience of living as a process and a journey, not a destination. I needed to grow in awareness and acceptance before I could begin to see that life is made up of ingredients, baking cakes, and pieces of a puzzle. I needed to grow in awareness and acceptance before I could begin to see that I did not have to be limited by my limitations. I needed to grow in awareness and acceptance before I could move beyond the box that a societal stigmatization sought to keep me in through labeling and stereotyping. This is the end of Part 6 of the article. I want to thank you for being here. You're an important part of my process, and I appreciate your time. Before I go, let me encourage you with this. Please do not give up on yourself. a loving God, or your process, because more will be revealed to you and to me in time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. So long now.